Hey Scott, happy 50-year anniversary. So excited for you, 50 years. And I'm actually happy that I could be a part of that for 3/4 of the time. It was a pretty long time. So many memories, so many stories I could tell. I do have to say though, sometimes those sticky notes, I wanted to throw them out. Got a few too many, especially on a Monday morning when I would come in. Sometimes there were just too many of those on my desk. And I really don't know how you wrote a whole book on a sticky note. I still can only put one little note on it. Anyway, but I'm so glad that I could be a part of it, a part of the whole family, a part of the team, and work with you guys. We went through a lot together, all of us. Happy things, sad things, crazy things, whatever, but it was a family, and that is so special. One of the really, really special things I shall never forget is when I was pregnant with Katie, which was 30 years ago. She'll be 30 this year. And you asked me if I planned to come back, and I said, yeah, I'd like to, like part-time, 3.5, 4 days a week. I never quite got to 3.5, but 4 days was really, really good. I loved it. I appreciate it so much. But one thing you did tell me is you have to promise me one thing. And I thought, oh, good heavens, what's he going to make me promise? And you said when my child would be in preschool or kindergarten or whatever, when there's an event at school, I don't want you to miss it. And that was really special to me because you just care about family and how important that is, which I think is fantastic. Heck, I remember when Doug was probably in preschool and you had to leave for something at preschool. I think he was a tree in the play or something, but you had to go and video it. And that was so cute. But remember that, Doug? Anyway, I think it was a tree. But happy anniversary, and thanks for everything you did for me over the years. And I appreciate your friendship. And I looked at as all you guys as part of my family, and it was really special. And I'm glad I can be included in this. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye.
Hello, Scott. Congratulations on 50 years of service to A.D. Moyer Lumber, a fantastic 4-generation family business. I remember, I believe, in 1969, a young Scott leaving PSU Berks County campus because he wanted to work, not sit in class. I also remember a young couple dating, visiting D&I in Amity Gardens, Martine and Scott, and then they were married. But most important, your father and Francis giving you and I the responsibility to open the Pottstown in 1972. Those long days we had with Butch Albert, Rick Gauss, and others, with our wives setting up the store for shelf inventory. Thank you for the opportunity and the friendship. Congratulations for a successful career, and go play more golf. Lots of laugh. I understand you don't play enough. Martine, Clint, and Doug, thank you for allowing Scott the time to manage and provide families with employment and builders with a fair product and pricing. God bless and best wishes. Jerry Masley.
Good morning, Scott. Happy 50th work anniversary. By now you know what's going on. There's no surprises. I'm recording this from the Pottstown location, even though I spent thousands and thousands of hours upstairs in Gilbertsville. Alex has informed me that this is the Pottstown is the epicenter of the Moyer Brain Trust, which is why I'm here. We started our affiliation back in 1981, and I was honored to MC your 50th birthday party. Here I am attending your 50th work anniversary. In a few years, it's going to be your 50th wedding anniversary. Now, like Judy, Martine is a very, very lucky girl. I've watched over the years when Gen 2 was teaching the students of Gen 3. And then as time went on, Gen 3 became the teachers for the students of Gen 4. I've watched you develop your leadership skills, and not only from a corporate standpoint, but leadership skills within the entire Moyer family. You have become the patriarch, basically, of the family with always very sound reasoning, suggestions, and logic. You know, I gotta admire a lot of things I admire about you. One of them is you've learned how to reduce your workload a whole lot better than I have. Reason is, by the time you see this video, you will have completed your 6th day in a row golfing, which really impresses me. And you're not even away on a golf trip, which is even more impressive. My question is, was your round today better than your first round in these 6 days? Because if you're not improving, maybe you think about pickleball, basketball, something like that. We've had a lot of good times over the years. Again, professionally and personally, you're a very trusted friend, and the good times far, far outweighed the bad. There's a few hiccups, but very, very few. I'm proud and honored to have spent many of your 50 years working with you, and hopefully added a little bit of positive guidance along the way. And I was told to keep this short. Of course, brevity has never been one of my strong points, as you know. And for the record, this is one of the very few times that I'm speaking or addressing you and there's no fee involved. So that's gonna make you feel a little special too. So enjoy the day, and best wishes for better golf, great health, and many good family times.
All intellectual property rights, if any, and copyrights of this video may not be reproduced or used for the specific benefit of Scott D. Moyer or his affiliates, and cannot be used without the official written consent of ATM Productions.
Hey Scott, Dan Bryan here. How are you, sir? A little birdie chirped in my ear and told me that you were getting ready to celebrate 50 years of service at A.D. Moyer Lumber. I can't believe it. And what a phenomenal career, and congratulations. It's amazing. I remember so many things from all those years when I worked at A.D. Moyer. I started in 1989 as a young college kid. You folks gave me summer work opportunities until I graduated in 1992. And then I got to work there for many years in various sales and management roles, and had such a great learning experience while I was there. In 1997, my wife and I moved to Lancaster, but fortunately I was able to keep a relationship with A.D. Moyer in that you were a customer for many years. So I appreciate that. It's been great to keep the relationship alive for all these years later. I remember so many good times. There's just too many to mention, so I'm only going to mention a few. I specifically remember the Friday nights and Saturday afternoons, I'll say, when we had adult beverages after work at the sales counter, the golf outings, the NASCAR races, the time we went to Disney and for a Disney training, and you paid for me to get in a Velcro suit and jump up and down on a trampoline so I'd stick to the wall, just like they did on the David Letterman show. A lot of fun. You always wanted to hang out with the guys and have a good time and just be one of the group. And I always appreciated that in you. I do remember one holiday party where I poked fun of you with one little thing, had to do with this right here. What is the irony in that? I haven't had hair on my head for over 10 years. So who would have known? In all seriousness though, thank you so much to you and Terry for giving me the opportunity to work at A.D. Moyer Lumber, for all the good you've done, you and your family have done for people over the years, the leadership you provided, the wonderful company that you've grown with. The sons are now in the business, and it's just a phenomenal experience. I really credit a lot of my success to everything that I learned from you and the team at A.D. Moyer Lumber. You folks really taught me a lot and gave me the opportunities that I've had throughout my career. I wish you the best in the rest of your working years. I hope you'll retire someday and enjoy retirement fully. But in the meantime, wishing you continued success, Happy 50th, Scott, and I love you like family. Congratulations, my friend.
Scott, congratulations on your 50 years at A.D. Moyer. It's been a pleasure working with you, for you, whatever, for all those years. You have been the ultimate professional throughout your career. We have traveled from Boston to Orlando, out to British Columbia, and taken a cruise to further our industry experiences. I'll never forget the card games at Donald's and the beer can emptying sessions at Francis's house. And you know the one in particular where you tried to use your Chevelle for a tractor. It's been a joy getting to know you and the entire Moyer family. Although it did take me a long time to figure out who Scooter was. So have a great day and hit 'em straight. Congratulations, Scott.
Oh, hey, Scott. How are you? Hey, what do you think of my brand new Scotty Cameron putter? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, Terry approached me a couple days ago and said, how would you like a brand new Scotty Cameron putter free of charge? I said, I'd love it. And I said, what's the catch? He said, well, the Moyer family is celebrating Scott hitting 50, and if you could do a short video, I'd gladly get you a putter. I said, oh, that's great, Terry, but celebrating shooting 50 on the front nine at Brookside isn't anything to celebrate about. And Terry's, oh, no. We're celebrating Scott's 50th anniversary of working for the company. And I said, cool, yeah, I'll do a video. And then Terry said, oh, by the way, he said, Scott didn't shoot a 50 on the front nine at Brookside. It was a 54 on the backside of Brookside. But anyway, all kidding aside, Scott, congratulations on 50 years with A.D. Moyer Lumber. And Scott, you shouldn't just be proud of achieving that goal. Because my friend, you're in an elite class there. Very few people can say, I've worked for the same company for 50 years. But you should be very proud of what you've done for the company. Starting out maybe as a salesman and then in the leadership role and then into ownership. You've done so much for the company, probably as much, if not more, than anyone else for the company. And with your leadership, along with Terry and Francis and Donald, you guys have expanded this company into a 4-location, multi-county company. And when Terry approached me about this, I started thinking about when I first started, and I remember seeing the picture of Mandus on the wall. I remember seeing a picture of the roller coaster. I remember also seeing a picture of the truck that he used to service his customers. And I just wonder what Mandus's goal was, his idea, his vision for the company. And I think it was service. And then along came Francis and Donald, and they molded and shaped this company into a very profitable, multi-location company at that time. And then, of course, Donald's early passing put you into a position of now ownership and even more responsibility. And then shortly after that, Francis passed away, and then Terry was forced into the same position as ownership. And together, the two of you have made this company one of the most respected companies in the area. And Scott, I remember the first day I started for Moyers. It was November 4th, 1974. And that day, we started at 6 in the morning and worked till 10 at night. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because back then already, I knew this company was very service-oriented, because we were so concerned about our customers that we stayed late to fill the bins, stock the shelves, and get loads together for the next day. So I knew right then this was a company that I wanted to work for. And I'm glad to say I worked for Moyers for over 40 years. So, Scott, I think in recalling this, I think I would like to just say congratulations again, and maybe 2 suggestions or comments that maybe you can think about, ponder, whatever. But the first one is maybe you could mentor the people who'll be running the company in the future to treat their customers and their employees in the same manner that you and Terry and Scott and Francis have done in the past. And the second thing I'd like to mention is, maybe a suggestion is, always keep your chip shop below the hole. Thanks, congratulations, and enjoy the rest of your anniversary. Bye.
Grandpapa Mandis. How you doing? Hey, I just want to congratulate you on 50 years of running or operating, working the company, building it up. I never imagined it would grow to this magnitude. You know, back in 1939, I met this Kurtz feller, and you know, I bought this roller coaster, and your grandmama Alice, she wasn't too keen on the idea, but I took her on a couple rides on the roller coaster, and we enjoyed it. And then they had this thing called a tunnel of love there, and we get in there and they made the lights out, and we really had a good time, if you know what I mean. So I just look at this here truck, and man, I wish I had something like that when I was back in the day. And what's this contraption on the back? I'm sure you use it for something, but I have no idea. I'm just walking around the yard here, just seeing what you guys have been up to. You know, I'm sorry I wasn't around to help you, to mentor you, but look at everything all you guys have done. Appears you didn't really need my help. You did it all on your own. So, the darn pipe, you know, it don't work like it used to. You know, back in the day, I never had beer or liquor in the house. Never did. But you know, since I got hooked up here with Donald and Francis and Glenn and Brian, and you know, they changed my way of thinking. I could never figure out why they like those spirits, but now I do. So I enjoy that now. We have some good chats and we have quite a few beers, but I don't understand that stuff Glenn calls Jaeger bombs. I haven't figured that out yet. So I'm just gonna walk around the yard here, and I'll see you a little later. You know, and with this beer stuff, it's pretty good. In fact, I'm gonna have one right now, because Scott, I want to toast you on your 50 years, and I'm right proud of you. I wish it had been there to help you along a little bit, but man, you did it right, buddy. I'm gonna toast you, Scott, 50 years and many more. Darn, you know what? That is really good. How do they make it so good and sell it so cheap? I don't get it. You know, I ran into this Kurtz feller again up here from way back when, and him and I got talking, and we had to do some horse trading, but we got our great-grandsons together as roommates in Penn State. That was a pretty good accomplishment, we thought, for two old Dutch guys, you know? But, you know, he's proud of his family, his grandchildren, great-grandchildren, just like I am. And I just busted my buttons, Scott, because I knew you when you were a young whippersnapper. You probably don't remember much about me. You just thought, oh, look at that old man over there. And I was an old man. I still am. Up here, time kind of stands still, which is good, but, you know, it is what it is, but it's not too bad up here either. I won't kid you. Yeah, me and Grandma, we have some good times together up here, and I enjoy seeing the rest of the family. You know, I remember Pearl. She started dating that guy Voren, and you know, I was worried about that, but he treated her good, and they made a lot of babies together, them two. So I like that. So I'm gonna take a break here. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna go check some other parts of the yard, and they got some contraptions around here. I have no idea what they are. But I'm guessing I would have liked to have them back in the day. And I'm looking around. You know, that truck I looked at a few minutes ago with all that lumber? That looked to me like that was about, man, I bet 10% of a roller coaster on that truck. That's what that looked like to me. So, listen, I'm going to catch up with you another part of the yard here. I can't walk it as good as I used to, you know. And so I got to take my time. So, I tell you what, Scott, why don't you get yourself a spirit to drink, and then we'll talk a little more, okay? You know, you guys are still using my old mailbox. Now, I like that. You're saving money. It's the good stuff. I hope you keep using it too. It's still good. Hey Scott, how you doing? I'm just walking around the yard checking on things. This is a big truck you got here. I bet this thing cost you at least $1,000. Man, I didn't have $1,000 though. But I bet it takes a lot of gas. And you know, at a nickel a gallon, that adds up. I'll tell you, this thing looks like it goes really, really high. I could have used this thing when I took down the Alpine Dips, but you know, 10 cents a ride, I don't think it could ever pay for the damn thing. I hope you can. I'm gonna go check some other stuff out in your yard. I'll find some stuff that needs a little attention. You know, Scott, I know that you were very particular over the years about keeping these piles neat, level, and covered because it protects the product, which is great. And, you know, this goes back to my parents, Jacob and Amanda, and they always told me to keep everything level on an even keel in all parts of your life. You got to find out who's not doing their job here. You know, I took straighter pieces of wood off the Alpine Dips. What are these guys selling you these days? You better talk to these guys. I think they're trying to take you over. Any way we can straighten this out, do you think? Come on, Scott. You know how to do this. I know Francis taught you how to sell crooked wood. Scott, wait. I've been working out here. I've been 20 minutes looking where do you put the gas in this thing. I can't figure it out. You know, my first truck, actually I fed it oats because it was a horse, okay? But this thing, this confounded thing, I just don't understand. These young people today, I don't get them. I know they've changed, but I don't get them. Oh, hold on. Here's something that might work. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. Somewhere. Yeah. I want to get me one of these right here. And you know what? I read somewhere, and I still read because I learned how to read, that they have the electric cars today, which is really something. So all I got to do is figure out how to plug this thing in, and I'll be ready to go. By the way, Scott, while I'm trying to figure this out, I don't understand golf, okay? Back in the day, we called that cow pasture pull. The only thing I did with cow pastures was we used to throw the cow over to fence some hay. So, listen, I'll get this figured out, and I'll see you in a bit, all right? Hey, Scott, I'm looking at this stuff. You know, this isn't real wood. I don't know if they sold you something that you thought was wood, but I wouldn't buy much of this because it's never going to sell. Hey, Scott, is this supposed to be me? It doesn't even look like me. I thought you could find a better artist than that. Hey, Scott, it's Grandpop again. I'm just sitting here at what used to be your office. Just kind of read some of these papers, but a lot of it I just don't understand. It just looks hard to me. What are all these things here? These black boxes or whatever. And what are these things? I can't keep my glasses on my nose anymore. It must be my nose. These things I don't know. But Terry's in here now, and Terry's doing a very, very good job also. And Scott, no question, you made a lot of good decisions in this office, and I'm proud of you for that. And I was sitting here and I turned around and I see this picture of me. And back in the day, I was a pretty good looker. I can see why Alice went for a guy like me. I want to see what else is going on in this place. Oh, hey Scott, this is your new office. Wow. I don't want, you got like a TV in here. Can you watch like Hopalong Cassidy and Gene Autry on this thing? But what's this? What's this do? I don't know. It's just letters, but you hit them and nothing happens. It's confangled things. I don't get it. I guess I never will. How much money do you spend on this stuff anyway? Well, Scott, it's been a good tour. Glad to be back. Glad to see what you have done. The whole Moyer family has done. Great employees, and I'm just so proud of you guys. And I guess I better leave this mug here, and I can't take it with me. And I gotta get going though. I got a poker game with Francis later. I don't know if you knew this, but back in high school, Francis used to play hooky. And during that time, him and his buddies would play poker in garages during school hours. Francis is a pretty good poker player. And Scott, it's going to be a long, long time till you come up and see me. So I just want you to enjoy your family, enjoy all your successes. And remember, I'm still up here watching out for everybody.